What's up, everyone? Welcome to another edition of the Sarlacc Digest, a podcast bringing line talk and digesting Star Wars topics over 1,000 years. This is episode 107, being recorded on April 21st, 2021, which brings us to 13 days till May 4th, which is the Bad Batch plus our May 4th event at the Social in Apple Valley, California. So under 2 weeks away from that.
All right. Holy smokes.
All right. I am your host, Darth Moocher. I'm joined here with Chris, Darth Dad 77.
Hi, guys.
I'm joined. Why does that make you laugh? I'm joined here with Scott Solo.
What's up, nerds?
We've got Ernie, the Fallen Fett.
Hey, guys, what's up?
Joey?
Ahoy.
With the question mark?
I
No,
don't know.
kidding.
Is that Joey? Oh.
Yeah.
I thought he was another guest.
Yeah, no.
What?
Joey shaved. But no, Joey's here with us. Mike's not here with us, of course, because he's working. But filling in for Mike, we do have Gavin Conner from the Holy Hour podcast, the All Cure podcast. He is joining us today. He is one of our Patreons. He is a Star Wars fan, and we're lucky to have you. Welcome.
Thanks so much for having me.
Awesome. We also got the pit, people in the pit that are being digested as we speak.
That's right.
I've got to keep that theme going. And yeah.
Right now, we've got Santo 1414 in there. There are other people in there that just haven't spoken up yet.
Cool. Yeah.
Hi, other people. Hello, other people. and Santo 1414.
Yes. And speaking of our Patrons, why don't we get our list of Patrons and give them a good shout out?
All right, we've got Donald Sulsky, Rebels and Lions. Donald! Shout-outs. All right, I'll do that. I'll say the name you shout. I like Go ahead. Rebels and Lions. Rebels and Lions. Woo! Is that Crystal? That's Crystal.
Yes.
All right, Crystal. We've got our friend Brandon Epler. Brandon! We've got AJ Herrera. Yay, AJ! We've got... cracking me up. Dora Patsos. Marco's mom.
Hey.
Hello, mom.
Mom.
I need to get my mom in on this. And
Oh
we've
my
got
God, that's so many mom jokes.
Our latest, Mr. Gavin Conner. Gavin!
Oh.
We need to just shout you out. We put you on the show.
Yeah. It's like this dude totally paid his way.
Yeah.
$50 a month, folks. You want to come on?
Yeah, right.
Come on in.
Before we get into like Star Wars talk and everything, Gavin, I mentioned the Holy Hour podcast, which is a Cure podcast, right? And of course, Scott brought you in on that. Scott, we know Scott's world very well. So yeah, the Holy Hour podcast. What's that? What is it a weekly, bi-weekly? Is it all Cure? Is it just their biography, music? What is it?
Is it only on Fridays?
All of that. No,
stop it.
Yeah,
All right.
every other Friday. No, it's technically bi-weekly, but a lot of times we get some piling up and we'll just throw it in there and keep it rolling.
Right.
But, yeah, it's been going for a while now. Just kind of with the initial idea, like a lot of music ones where we were going to cover the albums, and we just started doing, but then we're like, this is so much funner if you just like really dive in and do like all the weird little details in between.
Right.
And we're up to like 160 some episodes now. It's
Wow.
been going, 2016 officially. I think 2015 I started it.
It's about when we started, yeah.
Yeah, so it's cool just the way it takes momentum. I keep thinking I'm gonna run out of ideas, and now I got this whole notebook full of them, and I can't get to them fast enough. But so yeah, it's all Cure. Sometimes we'll stray off, and talk about other bands we're into, whether they're Cure connected or not. But it's kind of fun that way because they are older bands. So
Sure.
You can
Like a 6 degrees to the Cure. Like
yeah, you can connect
there's a
anything.
good episode
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah,
Right.
a lot of that kind of stuff going on, and a lot of it isn't time sensitive, since we're talking about some album that came out in like the 80s, 90s, so can kind of do it and reflect back. So
Well, that's
it's
cool.
fun.
That's cool. And
That's a good point. Kind of like us too. Like besides news, most of our stuff is reflecting back to 1977.
Yeah.
or,
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
we'll regurgitate theories because somebody heard something or a
Right.
rumor or how a book comes through, and that one little snippet of it, and and it just changes our whole way of thinking. When it comes to Star Wars and everything, and I'm sure that you could do that with a lot of stuff, right? I mean,
Right.
if you're doing that with the Cure, then
Yeah, for sure.
that's
And sometimes that's the funnest part is like,
Yeah.
because you have seen like the movies so many times and stuff, watching it, just looking for that one little dude
Absolutely.
in the background or something, and you're following him. Through the
Oh
whole
yeah,
thing.
we have our own fan
Figure
fiction
out.
going on all the time.
Right.
Yeah,
Right on.
and you're a musician too, right?
Yeah, I've been writing songs. It's kind of my main thing in different bands and solo for, over 2 decades now. I've been cranking out little home recording albums mostly.
Oh, nice. Nice.
So yeah, they're a little all over the place. They don't even really sound too much like The Cure as much as I'd like to.
Right.
But,
that's a good thing, though. Good thing as far as originality and stuff. No, that's good. That's good.
Yeah, I try to work in little nods here and there, but for the most part, it's pretty straightforward singer-songwriter kind of stuff.
Nice. Well, being a musician, or like you're a musician, you have the Cure podcast and everything. It's going to go with our theme of basically what we're going to be talking about here of this hour. So. We wanted to kind of like share that with you and see what kind of insights as a musician, what kind of talk you can come to, and a Star Wars fan too, by the way. So, yeah, cool, man. So thank you for joining us again, everybody in the pit. Sorry, I keep calling it a chat. Can't do that. So they're starting to join in on us. So real fast before we get into our main talk and everything, we have a couple snippets, right? We have the Bounty Hunters comic book that we had mentioned a while back, which is the premises of is all the bounty hunters fighting for the cargo of Boba Fett's, right? Han Solo and Carbonite.
Yeah, which basically takes the place of Shadows of the Empire, because that's kind of what was happening during
the beginning
of that, right?
Yeah.
And at least the beginning, and the game, the premise of the game,
yes,
really was you had to fight through IG-88 and everybody else to get to that.
Correct. It's a great. It's a great premise. I would love a Disney Plus show on that. I really would animate it too. It
almost kind of feels like it should have been instead, right? Like that would have been kind of cool, because we've always talked about the only way to kind of fill in between Empire and Jedi, besides comic books, would be animated.
Yep. Because
you could still get the voices have Mark Thompson do all the voices, and just you really should have done
the amount of action that you can do, and just crazy, and like. I don't know, man. It fits, right? It wouldn't be like this 2-year production on live action stuff. You can get these little snippets, even if it's 5-minute sections. I would dig it.
Right.
I know Ernie would dig it.
May 5th, by the way, is when it starts.
Oh, May 5th is when
May 5th.
Okay, cool.
So,
and it covers all the comics too. It's Star Wars, it's Bounty Hunters, it's Dr. Aphra. It's all the comics. So
I think the main ones you really have to follow out from what I heard were the main Star Wars line and Aphra are going to be the 2 keys.
Really? Because it even follows Darth Vader too. It goes into Darth Vader's comic.
Yeah, for some, how Vader's and Aphras are probably gonna. Oh no, they would be done by now. I don't know, but have to. The Vader one might not be have to because Vader isn't going after Boba Fett and Han.
Right.
Vader has a different mission, so that wouldn't have to intersect and matter. But the Aphra and main Star Wars would intersect as far as the solo part, maybe.
Yeah. And
I don't know.
I was looking at the Aphra comics, like try to buy back catalog. Jeez, man, they're expensive. Dr. Aphra is almost untouchable right now, like trying to buy.
Yeah, it's very popular.
Yeah,
Time to sell.
Yeah.
Time to sell.
It's very popular.
Or even in trade, the trade paperbacks are like overpriced.
They are. Sure. They're like $56 or something like for like volume 1, dude.
I mean, they're great, but good Lord.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, just like the figure, right? The figure is outrageous. It's like $100 right now. So
yeah.
So do we got a list, Scott, that we can post up later of where it's going to go through?
I don't have a definitive list I've been able to find right now.
But we can certainly get it on the website.
We'll figure it out.
Yes, we will.
Awesome.
Okay, I'll put that on my to-do list.
Yeah.
Since I'm the one who does.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. Because I'm not doing it.
Oh man, yeah. No, that's cool.
Hey, so the War of the Bounty Hunters, you're not going to be able to see it, and I wish we had the graphic to put it up. Can I? You're not going to see it. The variant on Boba Fett's armor is sick, right? So they made the looks like the Funko Futura Boba Fett canon because he's black and he's got all these shiny pink stripes on him, or
right,
like he played paintball in a black outfit.
It's sick. Yeah,
it's like his covert suit or something.
Yeah, so we got a whole nother figure that needs to come out right there, and that's going to be fun just to check that out anyway. See how many sets of armor. Well, he must have just painted his, right? Because it was a big deal to get his armor.
Right.
So
I wonder if it's going to be some sort of like
the other variant. It looks like the toy packaging one, and it's all flat back. So
Flat
it looks,
black,
it looks sweet.
Would it be cool if it was some sort of like, how like Predator hits the button, he becomes camouflage, like on, like it
that it goes turns the black.
Yeah. What if it's something like shadow mode? Boom, you're so.
The technology kind of exists in Thrawn because Rook has it.
Right, Rook. Exactly.
To go invisible, so it wouldn't be a horrible idea just to go black camo.
Well, I'm saying like
so
shadow mode,
happen.
and
right.
freaking, and it's got the Pink Panther lightning gun thing going around it.
We've also got the
not
change
Pink Panther,
color,
Black Panther.
the variation in colors between Empire and Return of the Jedi. So maybe this is a midpoint. Maybe something happens to his armor and he has to repaint it.
He's known to repaint.
He is.
All I know is I need Scott Vader to make me one.
Yes.
So
the other
props.
Yeah. Outer armory. Yes.
That's not my last name. Okay, got it.
Yeah. No, if I can get a flat black, and for those in the pit right now listening and joining us, if you check out our Instagram stories page, I put up those pictures.
Oh, beautiful. Beautiful.
Thank you.
Cool.
So then this way you guys can check out exactly what we're talking about because it is cool. It goes, like Chris said, that Target series that's out with the art effects and the splatter paint and everything. That's basically kind of what that looks like. And then you have the toy variant one and all the flat black. It's gonna be cool.
It's gonna piss me off because I don't collect those ones, Ernie. I hate them. I hate the ones that don't match what's supposed to be, and I hate the chrome variants and all that.
Me too.
But what's gonna happen on this dumb one is they just made a canon. All of a sudden it's gonna be $400 freaking dollars.
You're gonna have to get it right.
That was like that's like a half.
It was a half of one. It was
it wasn't all the way there.
Yeah, it
wasn't.
Only the first 4 letters.
Right.
I didn't get the ing out.
Emphasize the K.
I stopped at the C.
Yeah.
For sure. That was a soft C.
The K wasn't even pronounced.
It was a soft C.
There's no way we're getting pinged.
That's absolutely correct. I didn't say king.
Yeah. So May 5th on that, right? So we'll look forward and seeing how that kind of plays out and everything. Yeah. Cool. That would be cool. We do have to have some sort of list coming out because not just like the novels are way far in between. The comics come out too regularly that
there's a list. We just didn't have it ready at the ready.
Well, I mean, it's one that needs to be updated almost weekly, right?
Oh yeah, it's constant, dude. I'm so far behind in comics still. I keep trying to catch up and I keep buying a bunch.
That's what I'm saying. Like as soon as I go, okay, I got this. Oh man, there's 5 more issues I haven't. Okay.
I caught up. I bought all the High Republic, caught them up, but I'm
right.
Can't get to them.
It's a double-sided lightsaber because seriously, like I did that.
I did.
Right. Because when you go to the comic shops, a lot of the Star Wars stuff is gone. So, which is great because it is being purchased.
Correct.
And then you have like that. You saying that Dr. Aphra is high. The High Republic stuff is going out right away too.
Like 5th or 6th printing on issue 1. Mm-hmm. It's
there's Star Wars, there's Vader, there's Aphra, there's High Republic, and then there's a couple in between there. But still, if you don't have it on your pull list or you get in there late, you're just trying to catch up then at that point.
Right. And it really, even though I prefer doing the trade paperback route, it is harder to catch the flow of the comic if you're not doing it weekly. Because weekly, I know where I'm at in the story. Mm-hmm. Right. When you get trade, I'm going to read all of Vader. Right. Then I'm going to read all of Star Wars. And I'm going to read all of Aphra. And it's going to intertwine the whole time. I'm not going to know where to stop and start.
Right.
And that is the drag on a crossover event like that. That's the only.
That's why I sometimes wait for the omnibuses to come out because they have those crossovers in there. But that's years from now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gavin, do you do the comics at all?
No, not really. Nah. No? Yeah.
We're talking around our guest here, the poor guy.
Apparently, we don't do the comics very well.
I'm looking at him. He's like, I'm looking at him, and he's like,
it's a Brady Bunch moment.
Well, what about the gaming world?
About the show though is the I don't have to read them because I like listening to you guys talk about the elements of that.
There you go.
Books I'm not too brushed up on and stuff. I'm like, okay, cool. Now I have a slight desire to, or I'm like, nah, they covered it.
There you go. Yeah. No, that's cool.
Information. That's why we're here. Just
exactly. We read them so you don't have to.
I want it on a shirt.
And then Disney's like, hey, wait. We want everybody to read them.
We just sent that guy a free book and he's putting that on a shirt.
Well, here's another subject that I mean, no one else chimes because no one else does games really in this, but in the video game world, what happened here?
I try. I just suck.
And he lost his page.
What happened?
Are you talking about the rumor?
Yeah.
Do you want me to run with this? No, it's good. Go ahead.
No. Hold on.
You're trying to get names.
I think our connection just.
Are you kidding me again?
No. Okay, I'm watching our.
I see.
Okay, we're back.
It's freezing.
We're back. We're back. It'll catch up. Okay, so yeah, Old Republic. I am one of those people that harp on the Old Republic. You know that, everybody knows that, and I am actually getting concerned that it's starting to turn people off because of all the rumors out there and all the talk about Revan and coming into canon, all that stuff, right? So the rumors are heating up again that Aspyr Media is remaking the Old Republic KOTOR games 1 and 2 as one main video game.
So Knights of the Old Republic is getting rebooted,
So
or is it
initially it was
remade?
Yeah, because initially it was remade to bring it up to like today's standards, so people can just re-experience it.
It was like remastered before.
Correct. Now the thing is about being remade with canon elements, bringing things up to speed with canon. That's the main talking point on that. Now, again, this is
I like it.
It started earlier last year. It started again earlier this year. Now it's heating up again, meaning because of one of the producers of, I think it's from Aspyr, basically publicly confirmed they are working on this. It's just a matter of the details on it. So more to come on that, of course.
Yes.
But
so I dig it, dude, because we always talk about how to bring Revan in. Would it be a TV series? Would it be a comic, a book, a movie? What? Bring him in the same way you did before. That's it. He's in a game. That's where he belongs, right? That's where he was from originally. Let's put him there.
right.
And then let's start out with Scott.
I have a question.
Oh, please.
So, because I am not a Knights of the Old Republic. I never read it. I never played the game. I never read the novels.
Right.
Any of that. Is this official? Is this being done officially by Lucasfilm and Star Wars?
The rumor is it's official, yes, but it's only a rumor. It's not confirmed.
Correct.
Okay.
We're talking rumor and why it would make sense, because it would make sense to totally do that,
Right.
And then throw everybody off. It's like it's not a remaster, right? Because that you could always throw KOTOR in and say it's remaster. It's so old, it doesn't matter.
Correct.
Right.
Correct.
But you remake it and make things make sense in canon and give something that's going to link up later again. Yeah, that's the way to do it. Is introduce them this way. Keep it pretty much the same. You can do 80% of it and just make 20% a little tweak here and there.
Absolutely. The games needed it anyway. There was, the games left you on a cliffhanger, and if you didn't read the Revan book, then it was like it kind of filled in place. But this gives an opportunity to reintroduce the world in the video game format, and of course the novel format, and then get into like what we mentioned, like Disney bringing it into canon and bring it to our visuals, our live action and Disney Plus and all that.
I'd love to see it. I really would. You guys talk about it as if it's a second coming, and I've.
But here's the thing. Look at how well they do with Cal. Yeah. Right? Like Cal is a video game character. I don't think anybody ever says, "Oh, Cal Kestis is for my video game."
Right.
He's a canon character. Right. It's not even a second thought. So do the same thing with Revan. It makes the most sense.
Exactly.
And keep him in the same realm he lived in. The book sucked.
This is just this is just breadcrumbs more to that aspect of the Old Republic coming in. It's a major event to a lot of us, a lot of people, and I'm like adamant that it's a major event for everybody who's not familiar with. Like Scott, you would love it. I just don't want you to be jaded from the stuff that's on Facebook or social media of people like the fanboys clamoring for it and say it's going to suck because everything, it's not good enough or whatever. I just want it to be like, Scott, you need this story, and I hope you have fun with it. Don't let that aspect.
Ignore the fanboys anyway. So.
Exactly. I just don't want
you. Ignores us.
Yeah, exactly.
Who are you again? I'm not gonna listen to any fanboys.
But yeah. So anyway, again, the rumors are heating up again. This happens around every 6 months or so. So, but this is actually being. Yeah, go ahead.
In the chat right now, Gordon says, "I think Gavin stole Scott's shirt."
Oh,
sorry,
nice.
Derailed us a little bit.
That's okay. That's all right. We're gonna switch gears to actually what we're gonna talk about anyway.
You switched his gear even.
Yeah,
you cut him off.
I glitched out there, Scott. Thanks.
We lost 30 seconds of soapbox. I want it back, Marco. Give me my 30 seconds. What was it?
I don't know, but it's like, oh, that's what it was. It's because it's having more traction this time because it's coming from the rumored official guys that were rumored to be working on it actually came out and said, yes, we are working on it, but we're not going to give you the details of how we're working on it.
But I think the key is the wording, and if he misworded it on remade, there's a big difference between remade and remastered. So. Once we get some official word, we'll know better, right?
Right. Yeah, like Cliff said, there's too many rumors to pick and choose, and that's why we brought this one up, because coming from the guys who are supposedly doing it, and they didn't say they weren't, and they are a legit studio. This wasn't like my friend that works for whatever.
Oh, right.
So, but yeah, so more on that as it develops. We need one of those.
Yeah.
We need another animation right there. More as his story develops.
Do we have other animations?
We do. I made a bunch of. We just don't use them.
We're going to be using them when we switch formats.
Like
that's right.
Stay tuned. Droid runs across the screen.
Yeah. See?
Okay, you're hired.
That's how we do it. That's what we're talking about.
Exactly. Right now, we're just going to get descriptions. So everybody, imagine R2 running across as we're switching topics here. So Gavin's on here because he's a musician, he's a Star Wars fan, and everything, and we figure a lot of times that we do our list and everything, we always talk about the score of Star Wars, right? The score, John Williams basically scores, and now Ludwig on the Mandalorian stuff. It's almost like another character, of course. This is all said before, and the emotional, without the score, without everything, Star Wars it's nothing. It really, I think it's a complete different experience. And all that stuff. So I wanted to talk about the score and stuff. Like, what was the most meaningful, your favorite score? It could be anything. It could be the Imperial March. It could be the opening crawls or whatever. But I also want to get a little bit deep into it. Like, why is that? And it's not just because it sounds cool, right? It's like where is this particular score that you guys like that stands above everything else? If you guys want me to go first, I'll go first and then kick it off and then.
We can just roll, man. Just start talking. Okay. We'll start jumping around.
So
we didn't do PowerPoint, so we guess.
Yeah. So one of the things is, every time I see every time I just feel and hear about Star Wars, which is 24 hours a day, right? So, I have my favorite is Luke's theme with staring off to the twin suns. That theme with the score, raising up to the peak and everything. I think that's the epitome of Star Wars, just on that musical notes right there. It reminds you of that reason what the original trilogy brought to us as, someone going off, living a mundane life and going off into an adventure. The whole Hobbit story, the whole, that's it. Without the Hobbit, you don't have, like, George Lucas wrote this for that purpose, right? I'm going on an adventure, and I feel that score and the rise of music and everything, that's like the height, the pinnacle. If I took any scene from any Star Wars and put it on a wall, that's it. And it's because of the musical score on that, and that is considered Luke's theme, right? That's Luke Skywalker's theme, or is that?
It's the binary sun, right?
Right.
It's something called that, but I get it. I think it's called. Anything I talk about right now, I will not have the actual name for. I promise.
Yeah. I mean, there's a few that are.
Look, we know a lot of stuff. A lot of useless information about a lot of things.
Right.
I don't know the names. I thought it was Funeral for a Friend, but it was Qui-Gon's Noble End, right?
Right.
Besides that one and Duel of the
Superman, Qui-Gon Jinn,
I don't know. Oh, that's what it was? Death of a Friend.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, I went wrong area. Yeah, you're right.
Oh, that's funny. Binary Sunset is probably one of those that really sticks out. I've always loved Princess Leia's theme. Not only the main Princess Leia's theme from the A New Hope, but also the variations of it that you got, especially in The Last Jedi. There were scenes in The Last Jedi. Say what you will about Carrie Poppins or whatever. She's blown out the window. She's in space. That music, the variation on the theme there with just the piano playing her theme,
right,
is so damn beautiful. It just kind of punctuated that moment where I thought that was going to be it for Princess Leia, and
we all did.
Yeah. But the way then that the music swells and it kind of brings up more of the instrumentation behind it as she's soaring towards the ship. Regardless of how she looks, I don't give a damn. That was a cool scene, and the music just really drove that home. So that's my feeling. That's one of my favorites.
Yeah,
one of my favorites. I have more.
Without the music on that scene, again, that scene's so controversial, right? It's such a. Mm-hmm. I mean, yes, we put that scene and we kind of like make it work,
No. Also, Claudia Gray made it very easily work.
Well,
She
that's
explained it all in a
what
book.
I'm saying.
It's all
We're
there.
going around the fact to make it work. You know what I
Whatever.
mean? So
It was fine. It was out of place. I get it.
exactly. It was real. It was cringy. It was cringy.
But it's kind of how you would look in Zero G if you
I
don't want
know.
her dress flying around.
Just because you should
know?
doesn't mean, or you could doesn't mean you should, right?
And we've talked about that a couple times this week, right?
Yeah.
And make something canon doesn't mean you should. Nice. Right.
Gavin, let's go with you. Favorite Star Wars theme score.
Yeah, it's creepy. I totally jotted down a few. Top of the list was Binary Sunset.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's just magical that way. And then Leia's theme. I had to put the Imperial March on there too, which is just like,
of course,
100% iconic, dude. Like
automatic.
Yeah.
And almost to the point, it was like one of those things you realize it once I read it, and then I was like, oh yeah, it didn't even kick in till Empire. Like they didn't even use it in the New Hope. You would think blasting through that door, and it would be the first thing you hear in every scene. But I was like, yeah, that totally wasn't in there. So
it's weird, right? When you think Vader doesn't walk into an Imperial March in the
exactly. It's just like, here goes. Thing. But I mean, I think that's a huge testament to it too, because once you hear it, you kind of just always picture it there anytime that there's anything Empire going on.
100%. I mean, any household, you go bust in the door in any household in this world and sing that the Imperial March, and they know Star Wars. I mean, that's like now humans are born with that knowledge. You know what I mean? They don't even have to watch Star Wars. Like, hey, why do I know that? It's like my, you know.
When I coached baseball, all the kids had walk-up songs and everything.
Right.
When I would do a mountain visit, it would be the Imperial March coming out and going.
Oh yeah,
that's hilarious.
Yeah, it really is the equivalent of like, you know, us growing up, probably like the Looney Tunes old classical songs and stuff. And there was probably a point where us were like, well, how do I know this like old like beautiful class? And it's like because of Looney Tunes probably or something,
right?
You know? Or just like somehow you're just born programmed now to have, you know, a lot of these in there,
right?
Along the lines too, as far as one that set up the scene perfectly. What the one that's going when the when Yoda pulls the you know, X-wing.
Oh yeah.
You know, that just whole like blows you away. And I think if you just had the wrong score there, it would have been really goofy or
very
something.
True. Oh, very true. Like I said, you know, it's funny. I get goosebumps a lot because, you know, you start playing these things in your head and you just remember like how emotional Star Wars is. You know, we could talk about it for days, but once you hear it, like once you hear Star Wars, you know, like you're listening it, but you don't hear it. You know, it's like
actually that's kind of where I would go with it. Is not even song wise, is the very beginning, right after you see the Lucasfilm deal and you get that 3-4 seconds of dead ass silence and you know it's about to hit.
Yeah.
And the music hits right then. The first second is my favorite bit of music at all in entire life.
That's
right. Because you just know it's go time right now. Then you start, my eyes swell, my heart's thumping, I'm ready to cry. I think it's crying, you know, it's a mess. You're a complete jumbled mess right when that music hits, because you're just waiting. It's like waiting for the drop on the biggest roller coaster ever. And you just,
you're right.
There it is.
Yeah.
Right. You know, and
it's comparable, the same as making love. 3 to 4 seconds. You got to wait for the silence, and then the drop comes, and that's it.
Beautiful.
You're crying.
You're crying.
And then 2.5 hours later, you're ready for another one.
Yeah.
Right. You're like,
and that lasts twice as long. Oh, right. Yeah. But PG-13. PG-13. Okay.
That was all clean.
It was. But it was getting dangerously close.
Yeah, for me, it's the Cantina song.
Oh,
of course. The Cantina song. It's my ringtone. For me, growing up, you know, I was into house music a lot and a house DJ and hard house and like that. I mean, it was really crazy, right?
Yeah.
And for us, we grew up in a different time. It wasn't cool for you to be a nerd.
Right.
Like at all.
Right.
And then I remember I knew 2 DJs down the hill, Dr. Otreb and Big Ben, and they did Illuminati Records. And their first record came out was a hard house version of the Cantina song. And I was like, yo, are you serious? Like,
nice.
That's what you came out with right away, you know? And it was cool to nerd out on that, but you still had to keep it quiet then.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
But yeah, that whole first record that they did was a Star Wars themed record. And I thought, dude, this is awesome.
Yeah.
There's more people out there like me.
Right.
You know, so it was very cool. I still have that record. I love it. but it's the Cantina song. It's my ringtone.
Nice.
It just
Nice.
it gives you a certain feel. Not only that, when people hear my phone go off, I love to see the looks.
Right.
Somebody knows or,
they know.
or anything. You catch it and you hear it. It's an immediate response.
Everybody knows that song.
Yeah,
Right.
that's the greatest thing about Star Wars is that, like I said, it's embedded in everybody's mind, no matter what kind of fan you are, or if you're just a casual, hardcore. It's just, yeah, man. Like
It just depends on the emotional response is different.
Yeah.
Right. Everybody knows it, but it just depends on what it's hitting. Did it hit a nerve? Did you get a chill?
Right.
You just go, oh yeah, I get it. I think that might be Superman or Star Wars. What is that?
Right.
Yes. Just
Yeah.
it's yes.
Because you can play E.T. or Star Wars or Superman or Star Wars quite a bit. Some of them get very close.
Oh,
Indiana
yeah.
Jones. Indiana Jones.
Indiana Jones.
Right.
There's a lot of shared themes between
Yes, it
Empire
is.
and Raiders.
Yeah.
So John Williams just takes the same stuff and just reorganizes it.
Exactly.
I'm not gonna say a word. As a fan of all of his music,
Genius.
he is a genius.
Right.
He's
to
a
do that
genius.
though.
He's a genius that knows what works.
Right.
And
Oh, yes.
he knows what will pull on certain heartstrings and whatnot. And you see a lot of recurring themes, even just from like Han Solo's theme to Indiana Jones' theme. It's like, oh shit, same actor.
Right.
Same theme. Okay.
Right.
So there's a lot of similarities in there. But
Yeah, in the chat, Mando Mike said original Max Rebo, original, and Cliff said yeah because we don't that dance number. Like I'm gonna go. Like I said, that dance number needs to go. It needs to go. I can't.
I revisited that last night.
Oh,
I was like, what
it's-
is going on? I've totally had blocked all this out.
Yeah, I don't.
That's a horrible.
I really don't know what George looked like. Thinking like looking back at it and replacing it with what he did. And the reason why is because he wanted a dance number in Return of the Jedi because he did it in Temple of Doom, and that's why he did. He liked those things, So
Yeah.
And I was just like, yeah, but that was horrible. You really took an iconic.
Really bad.
You took it away from us, yeah. But I was just looking at the chat there and it said original Max Rebo, and I totally agree. Just like I agree with the original ending for Return music.
Yeah,
versus
jumping back into the pit, Scott Bravo, who I mentioned earlier, ORA props. He said he loves the sequence that was put together at Disney for the Path of the Jedi, and that is true. That is a good one too.
Yeah,
it takes you for a ride the whole time that you're watching it.
I almost shed a tear listening to all that music and watching those scenes. They were all melted together. It was brilliant.
I hope they update it and include 9 in that and make something. I know it was something that was just a temporary thing. I think that Path of the Jedi film that in Disneyland. But they didn't include episode 9. It stopped at 8. So
right.
I hope they do something like that and put it on a loop somewhere. Either it's in that center area. But yeah, that was good. He's right. It was good. Joey, we haven't heard from you.
Well, I remember when I was a kid, when I get in trouble, I get sent to my room, laying hours in my bed, just humming the Imperial March, just humming it for hours straight. So that's always been my favorite. But there's one that literally gives me chills and almost tears, and it's not even a real score.
Jabba's theme,
but it's the music score that they use for the final trailer for The Force Awakens.
Okay.
Oh, okay,
The one where they show where Kylo's looking out the ship and the reason why is because the way they blend Leia's theme in it, and then they blend in Luke's theme in it.
Right.
So it's almost like it's like they're blending in the new generation with the old generation.
There you go.
But just that whole score. It's still. I mean, I'll go back and watch the trailer every now and then just to get that chill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To hear it.
Well, that's the Chewie
That's a
We're
good
Home
call.
trailer, right? That's the teaser trailer?
I
Or is that
I
the
think
second?
it was the one before. I think it
it's
was
the last one. It's
The
the last
final
one.
one.
Oh, okay.
The final one.
Okay.
The final one. Right.
Yeah, it's the one where Rey starts off climbing in the
Right. That's
So
the one
that
we
right-
broke down.
that's the
I think
one.
that was our very first episode on Sarlacc Digest. We broke down that trailer. I think that's the one. That's the second
Yes.
trailer. Yeah.
That's some BS. That's before Scott.
Yeah.
Before Scott.
No, dude, you're right. Like you're right too, because that has to be included too, right? All of the promo material too that was maybe cut together too, because that could really make give an impact to where, like I said, Joey actually like goes to that and seeks that out for that emotional, that emotional remembrance, I guess, on that too. Though that's a good call out there too.
And look where we all went. Original trilogy.
Oh yeah, I did. I mean,
literally,
I'm not
I have some honorable. Yeah, I have some honorable. Yeah, Chris is next.
I'm not either.
Yeah, let's go.
I was going to say because nowadays, I mean, the Mandalorian really switched it up.
Yeah,
the Mandalorian's on my list. Yeah,
it switched it, and now as we're calling these out and saying as kids, isn't it so cool to know that we're going to hear kids saying this in another 20, 30 years? As far as, and that was a whole different.
Right.
I mean, he used all different. He used what is that stick called?
The hoo you.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I didn't know if we could say that without getting censored. But
that was the
we'll
censored
find out.
version. Forget.
Something like that.
No, it's fantastic. Matter of fact, on my list specifically was the Mandalorian shot when the cruiser's taken off.
Yeah.
And they all jetpack behind it. And it starts rocking out right then. It's like out of nowhere. Like it's just so out of place for Star Wars right in that moment. I was like, wow, that's really it just felt like it was a big
works.
It
works.
Moment. Everything on Mandalorian works. And that hit right there.
Yeah.
Was
remember
phenomenal.
the Solo trailer that we got, and it was different. It was more rock and stuff. And at first, remember what our reaction? Well, my reaction was like, "Oh no, you have to have the classical score, right?" Well, Mandalorian changed everything in my mind, because that particular scene, like you said, when it's getting heavy there, I'm thinking like, something like it can actually work in Star Wars. I mean, not over the top, but the way it was going, and actually like, yeah, man.
That's that emotional response, right?
Right.
That's what the music does. Like Scott said with John Williams, he's so good at what he does because he knows what gets to play. That's why they pick him for movies, because he enhances every single movie tenfold.
Yeah.
Talking about not having music. There are YouTube videos you can check out that have the movie with the music taken out.
Yeah.
And it really is true.
That's hilarious.
It's hilarious. It's garbage. You can't even get through it. You're like, oh man, you don't realize how much music really matters.
There was the scene.
Is that the one where the award ceremony?
That's where I was just going. They remove it. All you hear are
blowing his nose in the background.
Those are great.
Oh yeah. That's right on Yavin.
That's like no wonder everybody that was filming Star Wars or extras thought it was a bad, like crappy movie and stuff.
I would have been pissed in there.
Yeah,
for
like
sure.
what is this? And then when you see it come together, you're like, oh.
Yeah, just on the set. I better be getting paid.
Yeah.
I better get paid.
There's gonna be two sons, and
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Wouldn't I be sweating right now if that were so, George? I mean,
Right.
you can see other sci-fi movies. I mean, even decent ones, but they just butcher the score and the difference. Where it could have been so much better, and it's just like they just put in some
Big
like
time.
disco song or something, and it's like then it turns into the holiday special or something.
That's a good point. You know what? Actually, that was one of the issues I had, I think, with Last Jedi. I didn't love the music to Last Jedi, but I don't like how it led into stuff. It didn't lead to where I felt like it was going to go. I think that's what screwed me up, Marco. Now I'm thinking about it. When we were sitting there, I kept hitting you thinking something was going to happen because the music was starting to get there.
Right.
And then it was kind of like, nah, F it.
Yeah. There's nothing
quite hit it. Maybe that was the piece.
Besides what Scott brought up on Leia's theme, on the Last Jedi, as far as music wise, I don't remember.
No,
I remember Force
Kyber
Awakens
getting a payoff.
Yeah,
Kylo Ren's theme that started in The Force Awakens is fantastic.
Yeah.
And there's some of that in The Last Jedi, but it really culminates on his journey to Exegol in the Rise of Skywalker.
Was awesome.
The beginning of the movie, whenever he's on Mustafar and fighting, the way that his theme swells up and you hear the hum of his lightsaber that's timed perfectly with the music.
Yeah.
If you watch that scene again, it seems like his lightsaber is actually one of the instruments.
Right.
And it's fantastic.
Hey, let me screw this up real fast.
Let's
see if we can go real fast through it. Okay.
Oh, hell.
Well, I'm going to screw you all up. Episode 1, favorite piece of music.
I mean, Duel of
It's
Fates.
not Duel of the Fates.
Yeah.
Oh, well. Everybody.
Okay, Duel of the Fates.
I mean, it's
Anybody have
gotta be.
anything different than that?
No.
Yeah, the pod race scene.
Shut up!
A bunch of engines.
No, it's got a whole theme on it. It's not my favorite, but it's something that stands out for me for episode 1.
Oh, there's one for me, and it's whenever they're swimming to Oda Gunga, and you hear the choirs in the background. And it was something kind of different because up to that point, we hadn't heard a lot of choirs singing in the Star Wars theme.
Right.
That's very good. Which funny because in Duel of the Fates you get singing in the back too.
Correct.
Oh yeah,
it is weird.
The film kind of starts with it with the swim to Oda Gunga, ends with it.
You know what soundtrack started that?
Does anybody know the lyrics to Duels of Fate?
I could look them up. I mean, I know there are.
It's ha 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 ha.
Right. Yeah, that's all I ever screamed.
That's what it is. I don't think there's actual lyrics in there. Just doing it in tune. I think there's no. I
thought it had lyrics. I'm serious. I thought it had lyrics.
No, there is.
I don't know, but I walk around.
But Duel of Fates, it's like it has that initial beginning build up, then it's like a slowdown, and then bam, they're just like it's like almost like a real fight. How it's just intense first, kind of slow down to get your composure, and then
ebbs and flows
at it again, and it's like the best.
Yeah.
Episode 2. What's the best music piece in there? See where I'm going now?
Yeah, I think the ending, the whole rebel with the clone troopers loading up into the ships.
Got it. Yeah. But you were just saying the ending to be a jackass.
No. I'm saying like after the battle and the ships are taken off, right? And it's like when Palpatine is standing there, staring out, and they're staring off, and it's an amazing shot. And it's an amazing score right there because it's the Empire. It's like
it is. It's changing, right? That's a really good. That is a good piece.
Yeah.
Is that the music that runs into Clone Wars too? Kind of.
Yes.
Like So that's a really good pick. I like when Anakin goes dark.
Yeah.
It swells really up right when he's about to kill everything. Yeah. The music gets really fast for a second, and you're like, oh snap! He's about to snap. And
I liked when he was explaining to Padme that he killed everybody.
Yeah,
and how it blended there, and then you hear the march,
right?
Like even slower, that melt together on that one was really good at that time.
That's the scene I really hate with Padme, like almost more than anything, just because of her reaction to him killing everybody and everything. It just
if
everybody has a bad day,
it's
you hear it,
Get out, Padme! Come on.
I really like the scene with the music during the scene with Yoda and the kids, and there's something a little playful about it, which mirrors Yoda's.
Well, Yoda's theme is playful. Yeah, very playful.
Yeah. That scene and the Oda Gunga ones are very Harry Potterish.
Yeah, you're right.
Right. The choir, to me, it feels, again, John Williams.
Done by John Williams.
Yeah,
exactly.
I know, but when you think about it, when I'm watching all these movies, I always think about the other movies. Well, I always think about Star Wars on the other movies.
Right. When they're playful, when like the playful ones, like Yoda's theme, the Ewok theme, Endor's theme, the Oda Gunga,
Before we go to 3, how about that? Yub Nub or the new one? I'm all over the place.
Yub Nub.
Oh, Yub Nub, dude. That's
screw you. Guys,
I don't like this new celebration.
The new one's okay for what it does and where it takes you, but come on, there's something just magical about the Yub Nub song.
Of course.
Right. Yeah.
Really?
Lando's rhythm is off on the new one.
Really?
Like Lando was totally off.
The hit. I'm Yub Nub.
Yeah.
I like the new celebration. I'm like,
are you serious?
Yeah,
I hate Yub Nub.
Chris liked. I mean, we've had this discussion for years.
How many of us have literally done the Yub Nub out of nowhere?
Oh yeah.
Yes,
I have.
Yes. We're all raising our hands. Yes.
Okay, and who's danced while they sang Yub Nub?
Oh, come on! Of course.
like I said, Lando is totally off rhythm on the new soundtrack, dude. It's bad.
Yeah. Well, they're aliens. He can be off rhythm.
Yeah, he wasn't like.
He was clapping on 1 and 3.
He was very slow. Yeah.
Oh my God.
I do. I mean,
it was
Well,
really, I can't believe it. Okay, I thought that would be split more. I'm the only a-hole that doesn't like Yub
I don't
Nub,
hate it as much as I do the
Yub Nub.
dance number.
Like, I
really?
Really? Yeah, there's Chris.
Oh, wow.
No, I legit hate it.
Oh wow.
I love Ewoks. I think Yub Nub was dumb. So whatever.
Oh, wow.
You ended the whole trilogy with Yub Nub.
And we loved it for years.
Okay, the Empire was defeated by these little creatures, and they're on the planet with these little creatures. There was no celebration across the universe. Of course, it's going to end with their.
And Cliff made the best point ever. The bounding on the stormtrooper helmets with Yub Nub. That's what it was made for. We can't do that with the new. Special edition.
It did quite well.
It doesn't work.
It still matches. They made sure that matches. Lando's clapping on 1 and 3, but the helmets are fine. Absolutely fine.
1 and 3, I love it.
Oh God.
Okay.
Whatever.
No, that's cool.
Chris is upset.
Okay, Revenge of the Sith. What's the best part of music there?
Oh, come on.
For me, it's the story of Darth Plagueis the Wise.
Okay, that's good. That is good. But
guttural throat singing
I'm
that's happening in the background.
You're right.
The battle song with Anakin and Obi-Wan. My mind's blank right now. I can't remember the name of it.
Those are both great. Oh man, Darth Plagueis.
I always said Episode 3 has the best soundtrack of all of Star Wars combined because
it's the intro.
The intro is one of the best war drums. The war drums in the intro,
the war drums.
But Order 66, even leading up to Anakin staring off before he goes to kill the, and he's staring off, and Padme staring off, and she's, oh my God, they're like goosebumps like crazy.
That's a heartbreaking song right there.
I'm telling you, like
Order 66.
Especially when we saw it in the theater, right? Nobody said it. I mean, you could hear it.
Yeah.
I mean, it was.
I still don't talk during Order 66.
No.
There's no.
That soundtrack in Episode 3 is almost perfect. It is almost perfect.
What's yours, Ernie, on that?
Yeah. That's a lot too.
Yeah, that kind of hurt me.
It really is. I'm with Joey. Probably the Anakin and Obi-Wan fight.
That's good too. Yeah.
It really. I don't know. I mean, it's like when you repeat the words of "You are my brother."
Yeah. What is it? Battle of the Heroes.
It's like you hear it in your head. Is that what it is? Battle of the
Heroes or something like that. Yeah.
It's very intense. Because it goes from them. Everywhere, from them jumping everywhere,
right,
fighting, just to that end scene of him giving the look and then walking away from him. Like that's just wow.
Episode 3 is epic, and it just the soundtrack alone is epic. I mean, really, a lot of people like Empire would be my second one, right? But like Episode 3 has every scene from the beginning. That like the best intro title sequence we got was the war drums. I mean, come on, drums.
Mm-hmm. I disagree, but I will get to that in a moment. Okay. Gavin, what about you, man? You got a favorite out of Episode 3?
Keep the streak going with that. Just that whole last part, because that was the part that really just brought that whole thing in, So the emotion there is just almost exhausting for yourself by the end. You feel like you were battling through that whole thing, so that's gotta be a testament again to the score.
Absolutely,
you're right, because I'm even wore out thinking about all the songs in that one. Now that we just went rapid fire on 3, I'm like, oh crap, there's a lot really
good music in Episode 3.
Yeah, I'm listening to that tomorrow.
There's very few things that make me want to go put on Episode 3, and just talking about the music, I'm ready to go watch Episode 3 now.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh smokes. All right. 4, A New Hope. Is that pretty?
Binary Sons of me.
Go ahead.
Personally, I've got to go with, and I know we took the main titles off the table, but I've got to go. I'm 3 years old. I'm in the theater. It's 1977. The opening title and then the ship. Dun, 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 dun,
right.
Dun, and you see the ship coming overhead.
The 10th of Eve.
Whatever. it literally changed my life. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
That for me, that's it. It's the moment in movies that changed my life. So
I don't disagree.
No, I mean,
Gavin.
I guess I'll still go with the Binary Sunsets there and that one.
Yeah, mine too.
Going back to what you said about that opening blast, though, on that era of when the special editions came out. I remember that being extra powerful because we hadn't had any Star Wars for so long, and then just being slightly older and sitting in the theater and just waiting,
trying to, in the cheers, right? The crowd pop. It was just
well, it's even more because then came THX,
right? Right.
Which he also, invented. Right. So that's it intensified 1,000.
And I swear, if we time it, we should time the old stuff and then the prequels and see if they elongated the gap. Because it really felt like when we were into prequels, it was go.
Right. Yeah.
You
Just seems like forever because, like you said, you were on edge You know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh man, I love that. Yeah, I can't get over that feeling. That's one of my favorite feelings, dude.
Yeah.
Is that the opening to every movie is like the best fucking feeling. That's
Oh,
two.
there it was.
Wow,
There
that was a
it
hold. You
so
even got the EN at the end. I mean, that was like, yeah, there was no silent C on that one. Dude. That was
No, I
It
went for
wasn't
it.
that though, because like he made the G silent. So
yeah. Like
So
I said,
it's like
he got
it was
into the
like a good
IN,
thing.
but like
it doesn't count again.
it was a
I
prominent.
spelled
It was a
I spelled
prominent
it with
K
an
though.
EN.
Yeah.
I spelled it with an EN, so it's
Yeah.
EN.
Right.
Yeah.
Correct.
Cool.
There's no such thing.
It was
You know,
it was a
it's
heartfelt
spelled.
K though. It really punched me in the face. That K. It really,
The K was pronounced on
It
that
was.
certain one.
I was
yes.
being passionate. That's all. That's okay. That'll
All right.
pass the editing.
Yeah, to go from when you heard the beginning, you get excited, and then as Scott has emphasized, the ship, it was like your beginning. Like you get excited, and then you cut to the sound of the ship and the music to the ship, and then it's like, okay, here we go, we're starting.
right.
Like you get so many emotions
Yeah.
from it.
No, I agree. And then I like the ceremony too. I like the ceremony music.
Ceremony's nice.
Just because it's not like my favorite, but it's one of those where you're like, yeah,
Iconic. It's iconic.
The good guys won. Everything
Yeah.
was good.
because it really doesn't happen as often in all the movies as you would really like it to. Really,
Right.
right. I mean, they don't always win. They lose on quite a few of the movies and plans and stuff. So it's just nice. It just feels like a yay.
No, I get it. No,
it's over evil
yeah.
for a second until we get the Imperial March.
right.
So episode 2, we're all in on Imperial March, right? That's just the best thing ever.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
You mean
no,
But
episode
Empire
5.
Strikes Back, episode 5.
5. What did I say? 3?
2.
You
You
said
said
two.
2. It's cool.
You said 2.
Whatever.
Yeah, we know what you meant though. That's the whole thing. We all were like,
the Hoth battle scene. That's
it.
Off battle scene, the asteroid field, the
Right
flight
there.
to the
Astro-
asteroid
yep.
field.
dun,
Yeah.
dun, dun, dun. Because Star Tours had it, and I love the original
Yeah.
Star Tours, right? So
Oh, see, why I love Battle of Hoth, why I love what Joey says is because Shadows of the Empire.
right,
They played it the whole stinking game, so it's just ingrained.
right.
I cannot hear that song. I skip over, not skip over Battle of Hoth in the movie, but when I'm in the Battle of Hoth, all I'm thinking about is Shadows of the Empire.
Right.
Like every time I hear the music, I'm like, Jesus, I'm chasing a brown wampa down a hill.
Right.
And that's how
Exactly.
I remember it
Yeah, yeah,
every
yeah.
time.
Yeah.
So that's why Battle of Hoth to me is huge.
I also really like for the sappiness. Sorry about my clock. The
You're good.
sappiness of it. The Han Solo and Princess Leia's theme. It's the very romantic swell of it all. I like
Yeah.
the kind of missed opportunity, the kiss in the hall when C-3PO interrupts him. The
So-
music is even interrupted too to really
Mhm.
emphasize the scene. So
It's the same for all the little sweet spots with them. The same score for those,
Yeah.
or more
Yeah.
or less. Yeah, because they really pull that off in a way that maybe none of the other Star Wars movies. In that one in particular, it's just like
And then you got the Bestman theme, which gives you the false hope. It's like all happy and upgoing, and everything's okay, everything's cool, and
Yeah.
then
Well,
door opens and there's Darth Vader.
Yeah.
in this
You're right.
modern city, things are looking up. Dum, 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 dum. It's like one of those old.
right. They're right. Yeah.
They're going to dinner. All right.
Lando is such a
sugar.
tour guide. Yeah. It's,
Something
Yeah.
called Taking Off in Cloud City. Uh-oh.
All right. Return. Yub Nub. Is that the one? Yub Nub.
no, that's just Yub Nub is like I said, we grew up with that, so you change something as iconic as that into I know the celebration is fun, but it's I don't know, it just for us as growing up with it, it just doesn't have that because we play this in our head, right? It's like something's wrong, it's not playing right, you know. But if I had to go with an actual theme of Return of the Jedi, of Jabba's theme is awesome, it's different, but of course, it's the tri-battle at the end. You know, it's the Emperor staring, Luke staring off, and the Emperor is the whole face off, and that.
so basically that's the Emperor's theme, right?
The speeder bike chase.
yeah,
Speeder bike chase, but the Emperor's theme though, you've got that's the first time you really hear kind of voices in the music with the humming, the
Right.
da, da, da,
yeah,
da,
so
da,
great. Oh,
I like, and it's kind of a variation on the theme here, the arrival of the Emperor at the Death Star, which is the Imperial March,
Right.
but it's like emphasized with extra instrumentation,
Yes.
and it's bigger, it's
awesome.
bolder, brassier. It's awesome.
And it's neat with the scenes, right? Because when Vader shows up in his shuttle, we've talked about it before, where he's got like 50 regular stormtroopers there.
Right.
Emperor shows up, the floor is waxed. There's 150 on each side.
Yeah, garrisons
of different
there.
types of different types of troopers. Everybody came out for the Emperor, so the music needed to be bigger. Because up to that point, really, Vader was the bad guy to us.
Right.
You know, so oh no, you guys think that's the bad guy. Here comes this old man, and everybody, shows deference to him.
Yeah. Right.
Why the heck are we going to show deference to this man
when
Vader is right next to him, towering over him? And then you see later why.
Exactly.
Yeah. If Vader's afraid of him.
Yeah.
Right.
Why are these guys all scared of this old decrepit dude? What is the deal? Why did Yoda say he is so powerful and beware that, all this stuff?
Because he is all the Sith.
And at this point he's his master. So that's so awesome.
Yeah.
That's good stuff there. Do we need to do the sequels? Can we jump to Mandalorian?
Honorable mentions on the sequels because
they're fine.
I think Kylo's theme.
I think Rey's theme is awesome.
Rey's theme is incredible.
Rey's theme is one of the things that really stood out for me with the whole sequel trilogy. And Exegol, like Exegol and Rey's theme to me are really, really epic. I don't remember a lot of the other stuff. That's
why I wanted to skip it, because I can't even do it.
Besides those
Rey's theme and Kylo's theme and the main title, I don't have much for the sequels.
That's what I'm saying. Like, there's a few that stand out, but not like the others.
Seem to flow like the other ones, but nothing like stood out as bad or weird or anything. It's just kind of like.
I think they're still new to us.
Right, exactly. It was Star Wars.
Yeah.
Basically, so they took a lot from what we knew and kind of meshed it together to make, well, what can we do now? And it's just kind of like accepted now.
Right. What I would say is Yoda's theme, because it elicited an emotional response, but that's from
correct
Empire coming into
right. There's a lot of familiar with it, but I think, like I said, it might be just still too new. You know what I mean? Like,
hasn't sat with you long enough.
Yeah, like there's a couple things that go like Rey's theme is beautiful. Like Exegol.
The Kylo and Luke fight.
Yeah,
I'm trying to remember.
I don't remember it. Like, I can't recall it. Like
it's a little bit more intense. From the beginning all the way through him going down and actually fighting him. It is build up because I just saw that the other day too. So
I'll tell you what I don't like is Canto Bites. I don't like that music in there. I hate it. That Jamaican music or whatever. The steel
I just
drums,
don't even know what Kent.
It's got like a steel drum thing. I just do not like
running through the city.
No, I'm talking about like the casino.
The beginning when you're flying in. That one?
When they're in there with
the casino itself.
Yeah, the steel drums.
They have a Caribbean deal going on.
I hate it.
Mm-hmm.
I hate
you know what, though? I love the musical score also for the final trailer for Rise of Skywalker.
I have to go. I have to watch it, honestly. Like,
yeah,
it's the one where she's getting trained by Leia in the beginning.
Yeah,
and then it shows
where she's running through the forest.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it starts off like a kind of like a chime type, and then it just gets all like major percussions. Yeah, like a heartbeat almost. I love it.
Well, thanks to Joey, now I've got to go binge all the trailers.
Dang it.
Yeah, right. Some of these trailers, dude.
Yeah.
Jeepers, guy.
Remember the first one, The Force Awakens, when you get the surprise of Finn jumping up?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sweating and panting? Yes.
That was huge, right?
The Finn trailer.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I don't know why he was so mad. He had the best parts of every trailer.
Yeah. And then of course, the Mandalorian comes and throws everything upside down on
dude. Everything. The Mandalorian's theme is just ridiculous.
Did you watch did you guys watch the behind the scenes on Ludwig's portion of it?
Yeah.
Epic.
Yeah, and I own every single episode of soundtrack of every single episode in season 1. I wish they would have done that for season 2, but instead they just put out a couple of compilations.
Right. Maybe they will. Do you think? I mean,
I hope.
Me too.
Just a score that they play whenever they show like the title of each episode.
Yeah.
Like,
what I love about the Mandalorian's theme is that it's not the same from when we first heard it to when we last heard it. It's incorporated on almost every single episode. It changes. Like you have the whole I don't know what instrument he uses. Gavin, maybe you do. I don't know if you've seen that behind the scenes, but it's not a recorder. Maybe it is a recorder that he used to record the Mandalorians. But he uses that whole theme for like on so many different instruments, so many different themes or emotional things. It's great. It's
Dude,
like,
if it is a recorder, I was never taught that in school.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And that should be taught now.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
that should all, whatever teacher is teaching music now and still handing out recorders. that should be lesson one. And when I go to the kids' school show and you sit there and you hear that.
Yep.
That was great.
I'm anxious. Is there any kind of thing about Kenobi's score? Do you know? Is there just nothing out there yet, huh? Like
we won't know it. We won't know nothing at all.
I'm curious, right? I'm curious on that.
I tell you what else I liked a lot was the in the rescue, Luke's approach and Luke's fight and the whole end when they incorporated back to Luke's theme.
Yeah.
At the very, it was because they don't use a lot of themes, right? You hear the Luke bit in the end. You heard Yoda's a little bit,
right?
But that was huge, and I know it would have been cool. I know people would like to have the whole Luke thing coming in when he was coming in, and I like just that little bit at the end and having Ludwig do his own new hero approach. I thought it was
great
because it was very mystical and oh man, there's this wizard coming to. It felt like a wizard.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah,
it was neat.
No, man, I'm really curious to see what they do moving forward on the other shows that are coming up. You know, like I actually would love a different style coming into Obi-Wan or Kenobi and Cassian. Cassian seems like it could be a opportunity for something other than a classical score.
I could see some kind of industrial sound in.
Ooh. Yeah.
Little Trent Reznor in there.
Yeah, Trent Reznor. Dude, okay.
I can feel that. Yeah.
See, that's the thing.
Trent Reznor, he's doing a bunch of movie scores now.
Oh, yeah. I vote Trent Reznor. I vote for him for movie score, like any kind of scores. The dude's yeah.
That would be cool. Could you imagine? They would never, right? There's no way.
He would say
not?
Yes. I think he would say yes.
I mean, if Homeboy's doing like the Social Network, and I think he even did Soul. He did the Disney.
He did
Disney movie. He did
Soul.
Soul.
Yeah.
Yes,
oh wow, that's a pretty favorite of everybody's, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
on Disney Plus. Why the hell not?
Why not?
Nailed it. Let's do it. Sign him. I'm good.
Powers that be.
Disney,
Go ahead and sign it.
I'm good with it. Go ahead.
All right.
Sarlacc Digest signs off on that. That's good.
Yeah, we're good.
Scott, we got yours, right? We got your favorite, didn't we?
For
overall favorite theme?
Overall, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So just lost my train of thought.
Trent Reznor.
Happens to me a lot.
I'll come back around.
How about Obi-Wan? What would Obi-Wan work? More like Ludwig?
Well, no, I see.
Or more of a
classic.
Williams.
Yeah,
I think more classic.
Yeah, agreed. I was just checking. Ahsoka and Thrawn, because it's going to be Ahsoka and Thrawn.
Well, see,
Ahsoka already has a theme, doesn't she, in Clone Wars?
Yes, and so does Thrawn, kind of in Rebels.
I would say
a Dracula, right?
Yeah,
I
would get more tribal with that episode, that series. More drums, more like wind instruments, more like something. Again, I always try look, okay, something different other than our classical or pieces and stuff. And I'm like, you got so many different variations, like Cassian, you said more industrial, more because it is a espionage, it's a spy thriller, it's all that stuff. And Obi-Wan's supposed to be more elegant, right? But there is some danger in there.
What about Hans Zimmer?
But he's
Hans Zimmer's all
yeah. Well, see that. Okay, but Rogue One, Saw Gerrera, that I love that. That's my honorable mention, right? That is like one of those scores. When it's more tribal, more in your face kind of stuff, it just works. It works really good.
Would you split it like half, like do hers tribal and do Thrawn something else, or do the whole thing tribal?
Yeah, no, something like
because they're both going to be very opposite people, right?
Correct.
Ahsoka's she's not tactical. She's more, I don't know, seat of her pants. She might be tactical now, but more seat of her pants versus that.
I would love to see the Chimera come in with the war drums. With the war drums.
Dude. Yeah.
I really would, dude.
I have a question for our guest.
Go ahead.
All right. So, Star Wars, Disney Plus. There's a brand new show coming out. It's something that you've always wanted to see, okay? But Gavin Conner has been signed to do the soundtrack for it. All right. So you've got more of a rock and roll singer-songwriter vibe to it. What kind of approach would you take to writing some sort of score to
a Star Wars?
To a Star Wars.
Well,
would you even dare to introduce guitars?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
That's the question.
I was like, as I was going through ones, like jotting stuff down, I was like, you didn't see too many just solo acoustic dudes hanging out anywhere in Star Wars.
Would that be accepted?
Yeah,
I think something like that would be I mean, especially with all those small shows that they're doing. It doesn't have to be a movie. It could be, say, The Acolyte, which is supposed to be kind of dark side themed and all that.
Right.
You know, I could see something like that.
I mean, they tested that out in The Mandalorian a little bit, so.
Yeah,
get kind of 80s synth on something maybe too. I mean, even go a little John Carpenter style.
Oh, there you go, John. There you go. The synth, yeah, like you said, like that horror 80s synth. That would see. I'm a horror fan, so
that would work for some Sith stuff. That would work for The Acolyte.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
I agree with that.
Cool. Yeah, get all the Moogs out and
yeah. The one thing that I would, like I said, with all the different kinds of styles, I think as our age group, I think we're more acceptable because of Mandalorian and Rogue One, right? They introduce a lot more different kind of things to us, which I'd never ever want Star Wars to ever do, is to bring in a soundtrack, Marilyn Manson sings, like Marilyn, like a soundtrack, okay? Like what Star Trek did. I'm sorry.
No. I'm gonna say right now though, Lin-Manuel Miranda has done 2 songs for Star Wars, and he is a Grammy Award-winning artist who does things on Broadway all the time. I mean, he's Hamilton. He's
right.
He has come in and he did the song for the Maz's Castle.
Okay.
So he's got a way about him so where you can get somebody who has charted to come in and do something that fits in the Star Wars universe. See, we could have Gavin Conner doing some kind of a musical interlude in an episode.
But not Marilyn Manson.
But not as themselves, you have a song thrown in, like the Beastie Boys were in Star Trek. That's what you mean, right? Like that, you can't just be like, slap a...
Okay, that's what you're talking
about. That's like Star Trek, you know what I mean? Okay. They open with sabotage. Yeah, see, like Cliff in the chat said, I haven't mentioned Danny Elfman, but I know that would be cool too but
he's got a sound.
But yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Danny Elfman without the trademark Danny Elfman. It would
have to be one of the animated series.
Yeah.
You know
what Elfman to do.
If you listen to, because I'm a massive Oingo Boingo fan, so if you listen to Danny Elfman's new music, he's releasing an album this year, and it's all new solo material. It is some seriously twisted crap that sounds nothing like his orchestrated music. It sounds nothing like Oingo Boingo. It's dark, it's deep, it's heavy. He could the way he goes in his industrial side, I think he could possibly pull it off.
Yeah.
Well, he could pull it off.
Yeah, exactly.
I think the area he's going into musically, it's separating himself from that sound that he's got. So I say give it to him.
Yeah.
I
would be mad at it.
I'd be down with that. And I agree, Marco, because again, back to the thinking about like Thor, it worked. Right.
Correct.
I'm hearing an immigrant song that works there. It works in all those kind of Marvel. It does not work in Star Wars. So
exactly. That's the one thing I don't want it to venture into.
Yeah, I got you.
Is that, like I said, it's playing Beastie Boys Sabotage at the beginning of the film.
My apologies for misunderstanding these statements.
Okay.
Oh, no problem. No. It worked out into a cool conversation. That's better when we misunderstand each other.
Exactly. It reinforces. Like Cliff said, he was joking. No, Cliff. Danny Elfman would work, I think. But he'd really have to do a lot of homework on the Star Wars aspect of it too. You can't just have a full on Danny Elfman soundtrack, just for the sake of it. It has to mean, you know what I mean? It can't just have xylophones just because. It has to,
He doesn't have a xylophone. I mean,
well, you know what I mean? Like,
right? The Oingo Boingo sound.
Correct.
Would not work.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Well,
it could for like a bar scene or
like Exactly.
One-offs, just the sound though, not the singing to the point.
Correct.
Right? Yeah, not a known song.
Yeah, like I said, I don't want to look at the back of my Star Wars soundtrack and say Marilyn Manson Dope Show remix. Like a Spice Stick, Death Stick remix. You know what I mean? I don't want to see that.
I don't want it. No, you're right.
All right, cool guys. That's our hour. We're a little bit over our hour, so let's get out of here. That was fun. Talking about that makes me more listening and hearing a piece of Star Wars music versus seeing it makes me want to watch Star Wars more. It really does. Like a commercial will come on and I'll hear something going. I'm like, oh my god, it's like I gotta watch it.
Versus... you ever walk into the store and you like hear something, you're like, well, what's playing Star Wars right now?
Correct.
You're like, is there a TV on somewhere? Did somebody hit a toy? What's going on?
It's always Best Buy.
Always.
Something going Best Buy.
Right.
Exactly.
Longer, but did any of you guys see the tour? It was like a 2009, I think, where it was the Royal Philharmonic doing the orchestra with the screens and everything. And Daniels, that was awesome.
That was incredible. And you had Anthony Daniels emceeing the event.
Yeah. I've actually went to John Williams a concert that he did that he had it was crazy. Back in the day at the Hollywood Bowl. John Williams did all his themes, but more or less he did a lot of Star Wars themes, and they would play it in the background, and it was anybody gets a chance to do that, you got to do it.
But are you talking about like when he did like one whole movie? Is that what you guys are saying?
No, go ahead, Gavin. You tell them about it.
It was just like a tour thing that came through, and they would just do like all the like kind of greatest hits of Star Wars all the way up to 2009, and they would play the scenes. Like Anthony Daniels would narrate it and kind of lead up the scene, basically. And then they would play the themes, and they would put all the scenes behind it, and lasers around and everything. But it was like the real deal, Royal Philharmonic Orchestra, like London Choir.
It's fantastic, dude. It's fantastic.
Didn't they just recently? I could be wrong. Maybe I was reading it somewhere on the 40th anniversary of Empire. Didn't they have him do Empire? And they had they had everything going live soundtrack. Yeah, they left the music out and they played it.
Yeah, at the Hollywood Bowl, I believe.
Yeah,
wow.
Yeah.
I missed that.
I missed that too.
No, I caught that concert, Gavin, in Vegas, and in the foyer of the arena, they had all the costumes and the props and stuff, so you could walk. Did you? That's so cool.
Yeah, it was like all in the lobby. Ours was at like the Bilo Center kind of arena, So it's, while you're buying your $12 beer, you're like, hey, look, that's
I caught something else in Vegas, but that's another show.
We'll
bring it out next time.
That's the special Patreon show. So.
Yeah, right. Yeah, this is what you guys were talking about.
But then he got the cure.
I
good.
Did. And I didn't cry anymore.
Oh, again.
Oh no.
Damn.
And with that, let's have Gavin take us out. So, Gavin, where can we find your show and your music?
As far as the Cure, if you're a fan, check it out. It's just all kinds of Cure talk, and that's all over everywhere. Apple Podcast, Spotify, YouTube, and it's just straight up podcast. Then we have like the Instagram page, the Holy Hour Podcast on there, and Facebook page. Music wise, it's probably best just go to Gavin Conner. That's Conner, Conner, at bandcamp.com. And then all the albums are up there. They're all free. Pay whatever you want.
Nice. I will actually put your links in our description and everything, so everybody can go check you out and support what you do. So I thank you very much for joining us and putting up with us and
this is great. Thanks so much, man.
Yeah. So we'll definitely have you back, and we appreciate everything that you do and all your support that you've given. And we look forward to hopefully meeting up maybe at Celebration next year. I don't know. Are you in SoCal?
No, I'm in North Carolina.
Oh, okay. Asheville. Well, you could just get in the car and come over. It's fine.
Yeah, it's a hop, skip, and a jump away.
Yeah, I'm done. I love California. So.
Well, cool, man. We appreciate this so much. It was a good talk. So, yeah, everybody check out Gavin's stuff. I'll put all his links in our description and go support, man. So, cool.
Thanks.
Chris, where can we find you?
Anywhere that the Sarlacc Digest is on social media, which is Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. We're working on a TikTok, but Joey won't start dancing yet. We're having a deal on his contract. Yeah, so once we get it worked into his contract, we'll get a TikTok. Yeah. I'm not going on a TikTok.
No.
And then anything that says Hot Topic Podcast, I'm also on there, which is just Instagram. So that's it. Find me those places.
Cool deal. Joey, where can we find you?
You can find me here at the Sarlacc Digest and on Instagram at bootlegjoe_760, and I'm honestly, I'm still looking into the TikTok thing. I'm trying to look how to figure out how to
dance,
get us in that world. Because it's TikTok is a whole it's a world of its own. It's not like Instagram. Most of our viewers probably know.
You could have had like your whole shaving incident on TikTok. That's why you're beardless.
Oh my god.
You know what I mean? And like
yeah, why I look like Boss Nass?
Oh my god. No, you don't.
Oh man. Hilarious.
But yeah, I'm still looking at it.
Cool. Well, hopefully, maybe it started as a joke, but maybe SD will have a TikTok. But yeah, so.
One of these days, but it's gonna be run by Joey.
Exactly. Scott Solo, where can we find you? Recover after that.
It's like go to Ernie. I need a minute.
Ernie, take us out.
Yes, sir. Whenever you're alone and you want to feel like you're young again,
I'm supposed to regain myself here. Don't make me laugh again.
Right.
Oh, right.
You can join us here every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Go share, tell your friends, catch up on past episodes. Go share it, let them know. Thanks to everybody to jumping in the pit with us tonight.
Absolutely.
It was great. And again, we just ask you to share and post us up, catch all the old episodes and everything. Don't forget Sarlacc Digest Central on Facebook and be a part of that to continue all the Star Wars talk. You can catch us all there. And I'm found with more toy talk, like the brand new release of the Clone Wars figures that are coming out. Those are
Anakin, not Anakin.
I don't know how I feel about those.
What?
The face on Anakin looks terrible.
It's not Anakin, dude. I don't care. It's like Tom Brady or what's one of the Brady's like Chris pointed out. I swear to God.
He does say Peter Brady.
Peter Brady, yeah.
But
it doesn't look like Anakin.
Obi-Wan looks amazing.
He does.
But it's okay because here's the deal. Because Obi-Wan just looks like Obi-Wan no matter what he's in, right?
Yeah. Right.
Anakin's change from Attack of the Clones to Revenge of the Sith was pretty dramatic. And it happened during the animated part. The fact that they tried to make him look real is the problem, right?
Yeah.
They're trying to make him look animated but real.
So it's in between, correct?
Yeah, it's a weird time frame for Anakin to be made into a toy.
Well, what did we say about the Rebels figures? That was the same when those came out.
Yeah,
you're right.
So it's either like we've said it before. We need cartoon versions.
Of
figures.
I would like that, Ernie. Like if they actually had the
Right.
actual Clone Wars sculpted cartoon figures.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, exactly.
I would have preferred it too, but
but
it's still a pretty cool.
I like the concept.
Anniversary.
The concept is cool.
I like the concept.
I agree.
And the packaging is dope.
Packaging's awesome.
Yeah, packaging is great. I mean, I'm only on board for that. So Target exclusive. But to hear more of Toy Talk, you can join me Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday at 5 p.m. on the Toy Migos, our podcast with the Quickie Minis, and then every Thursday night at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for our regular 2-hour podcast show.
Yes, sir. Scott.
All right. Star Wars Trivia Night is coming Tuesday, May 4th, 7 p.m. Pacific Time at The Social in Apple Valley. It's 5 minutes from my house. It's very nice to have it that close. It's 21 and over. We're going to have prizes. We're going to have trivia. There's going to be freebies. We're going to do a lot of podcast hijinks while we're here there. Yep. It is going to be a toy drive for the United Way. We got confirmed today that we're going to have the United Way. So bring a $10 toy or more, and that will go directly to the United Way for needy children. Or a book, please. We're very, very, we like to talk about Star Wars books. We love to try and get people to read. So books, comics, toys, whatever you can donate, it's all going to go to a great cause. Also, we did get confirmed that we've got the 501st. They will be there, as will our friend Bravo. He's going to be there with some of his armor.
Yep.
I think he's got a new version of Boba Fett. I think I saw that he did. And
he was working the new version. Yeah.
I hate that man's talent so much. I wish I had that armor. But yeah, so check us out again. That's Star Wars Trivia Night and Toy Drive at the Social in Apple Valley, Tuesday, May 4th at 7 p.m. Be there. Otherwise,
are you doing a live cast of that, or are you guys gonna record it or anyway?
I'd really like to try.
Yeah, I know there'll be some pre-recorded stuff. We will be podcasting the day after, also. But as far as live, I don't know how that's going to work there because of internet and all that stuff. So we'll figure it out.
I'm going to record some stuff for my OnlyFans. So
I think we'll all have separate cameras for that. Yes.
Yeah. That's always going on, especially at the bar.
Part of that. That's what's up.
Well, I'm your only subscriber, Ernie, so I'll be there live.
That's cool.
Yeah, so you could do what
the feet will be out. Yeah, that'd be nice.
Hey. Otherwise, you can find me at the Art of Scott Solo with all the underscores.
And with that, Scott,
keep it nerdy, everybody.